Hello everyone, it's Questquenchers here today, and today I want to discuss some missing features in Starfield that appeared in previous Bethesda titles. This isn't hating on the game, it's just my disappointment about the game, which was influenced by its previous titles. You'll see what I mean later in the video, with a few things. It can also be taken as useful feedback for Bethesda, so let's get started. No full enemy inventory drops. You once could take an outfit from a person that you just utterly destroyed. It's a shame that you can't do it now because a lot of the bad guys have like cool armor and stuff, and it would make collecting like the advanced and the superior armors much more easier from sort of legendary bad guys and stuff you come across. So it is kind of a shame that that isn't involved. Next, you cannot order your companions around anymore. So you come across a tricky, lockpick, get a companion to do it. Well, in Starfield, you cannot, unfortunately. Want a companion to move out the way? Just order them to wait over there. Oh, you can't in Starfield. It is really a step backwards, which is, it's just strange to me with Bethesda at the moment. I just feel like they're taking steps backwards with this Starfield, even though they've managed to make really good things before. And then we move on to no more gore, which I thought was quite strange. Like, unfortunately, there's just little blood in Starfield, and it takes away from the impact of your weapons and powers, which is just, it's really crap. It would have been really cool to see, like, you fire out a solar flare, and it just disintegrates the person that it hits. And then, with your, your saber, you're able to chop off a limb or anything, or chop off their head, Just some, cyberpunk-esque gore, It just would have been really cool. And especially, imagine, a grenade goes off at these people's feet, and it just blows them apart, as it would do, wouldn't it? So it's a bit strange that it doesn't have that, whereas previous games do, like Fallout 4. Also, the next thing that's missing is NPCs have no routines. It makes the game feel like a game, whereas Bethesda stressed that they didn't want to make things feel gamey. But this decision goes against that design choice. So it's like, well, what are the alternatives then? Why not have a kiosk at every shop when it's closed, so you can purchase things through that, and a little robot brings it to you? Or that's the, that's sort of like the law way you can think about it. Or make robots work at night, so the shop doesn't close, robots just work it. Like in Fallout 4, when that shop used to swap out. It used to be a lady used to serve you, and then the robot would come out at night to serve you. And it just seems like, why not do that? You've put the code in before, it can't be that hard, which is interesting. Or literally just have a shift pattern of NPCs. They would change up every time, and those NPCs are connected to the same container which contains all the shop inventory, which is not hard to do. It really isn't. So that's a bit strange, or you could make it more immersive by just having the shop closed, and you can have a hotel that actually has beds in for the player that you can just order for the night, and there you go. Next up, no crafting, which is very strange. 76 of all the games allows you to craft weapons, legendary armors, and normal armors. You can even craft leveled armor too. In this game you cannot for some reason, which is mad. It's like you cannot craft ammo either. Like, it's just silly to me. You can modify things, but it's barely anything. Spacesuits don't change when you add a heavy shielding mod to it, which is just strange, and it seems very uninspired. Even Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 had this. This new system just seems a massive step back from how it was, and you can't even scrap your weapons and armor for additional materials, which is just very strange and very odd. There are also no in-game skins you can put on your weapons. Some games come with skins attached, but you can't really take them off and put them elsewhere, which is quite strange. So it's just why is this? And I reckon it's for an in-purchase store that will be coming to Starfield at some point, maybe along with creations. So it'll be less of a blow if they feel like, oh, modders have made this. See, it's not that, but then actually, oh no, it's an Atom shop. I think people would be more annoyed of getting an Atom shop within a single-player game. Because people are with Assassin's Creed Mirage, people are not impressed with the new store. They're like, this is ridiculously overpriced stuff. It's not right. So yeah, hopefully they don't go down this way, but I'm not too sure. Layered armor system is gone. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 had this layered armor system. So does Skyrim in a way, but you can choose like your helmet, torso, your hands, and your boots. In 76 and 4, you can have your left leg, your right arm, your left arm, and your right leg, and your torso and your head. And in Starfield, you just get a helmet and a spacesuit, and then an outfit slot and a hat slot. The outfit cannot be modified, and the hat slot has no stats to it, which is, it's just gone backwards if you ask me, and ask a few other people. What should have been done is be able to have a modular spacesuit, really making your spacesuit something incredibly personal and customizable. So you could have like a shock trooper torso with a UC left arm, a ranger left leg and an explorer pack, and a tracker left leg and a pirate right arm and a deep space helmet. It's like, and then you could have the skins that would affect each armor, so it make it more a cohesive unit to put it together. So it looks pretty cool, and that's what it should have been. Or you could even use the color system from the shipbuilder to, you know, make it look the way you want. It's a massively missed opportunity, and it's just this, in gaming recently, it's a massive trend to be able to customize your character to the nth degree. Yet they chose to make it probably the most progressive one of their entire series, like their entire game titles, which is very strange and backwards to me. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Next up is like no planet maps or city maps. Yeah, they didn't do that for some reason. It's kind of crazy. It's just this like a weird like a hologram of the surface and no like details or anything. And you know, it's very hard to like orientate yourself. And then there's also no vendor or home markers on the map that you can fast travel to. Literally, it's just the main cities, like, you know, not even that really. It's just like little things like, oh, the commercial place, all this, that, and the other. But no shops or a home, so you have to run to the lodge or anything. And this feeds into the storage issue. There's limited storage. Gone are the days where you could store anything away where you wanted to in your home or your settlement. You can only containers can only hold a certain amount of things. Yes, there's the storage thing at the lodge. There's two storage things at the lodge, so you can put your resources where all the fabricators are and stuff like that. And then there's a safe within your own room. But it's just like you get a house as like a quest reward and stuff like that. There's no marker to fast travel to it, and you can't put, you know, your storage there or anything because all the containers have weight limits. So it's like, it doesn't seem a very good thing to do. So it's just like you're running back and forth to the lodge and your home. You may as well just stay at the lodge. So it makes the apartment a bit redundant. Next up, there are no two-handed weapons, and the weapon speeds are all the same, which is mad. So there's like no two-handed weapons. The weapon speeds are all the same. There's a real lack of melee weapon like variety, and you know, the melee combat is really bad. It's like 1 2 3 pause, 1 2 3 pause, whereas like you should be able to attack as much as you can with all your, you know, your stamina and stuff. You know, be very relentless, and different weapons should have different weapon speeds. So it's very strange. It's incredibly strange. And next up, I feel like what is missing from this are proper dungeons. Yes, there are places to go and to fight through, but they usually got like a big quest attached to it. And there just aren't those special places like in Skyrim with Bleak Falls Barrow or the Undergrounds and the Subway in Fallout 3. Like the temples in Starfield should have been something special. There should have been some special dungeons that you can go through and acquire these powers like Skyrim, but you can't, which is just a massive shame. And it's another massive missed opportunity. Also, power armor. Where's the power armor within these games? There's a massive missed opportunity here. They have mechs within the game. These are massive, amazing creations, but no one uses them. Not even the guys who operate outside of the lore. Yes, they are banned, but come on, why didn't Spacer or Crimson Fleet go at, you know, fixing one or two? Or even the first not fixing them up. They make out every person who has ever worked on a mech never shared the information or never got captured and forced to make a mech. It's hard to believe that there are no exoskeleton mechs either. Small compact mechs that can assist you with carrying things, running speed, jumping high, removing all fall damage, etc. They'd be human size, like the robots walking around. They'd be distinct from mechs and probably not banned. It would be more of a boon for like miners and people who, and runners, like, you know, delivery people to different planets. It's just a strange thing that clearly should be there in this universe, because that's what we're trying to do. And that's what people have, you know, they have made like exoskeleton suits and stuff. It's just, it's a strange thing, even though it's sort of like based on our reality, but with more of a NASA punk. It should have been there, especially with all the mech things and the robots. It's just not there for some reason. And a robot editor. In Fallout 4, you had a DLC where you could create a robot companion or edit a pre-existing one. Why isn't this here? You could have outfitted Vasco with armed rockets and Gatling guns and stuff like that. Why not have it already built? You know, you've already got this built-in system from Fallout 4, but you decide to just scrap it and not have it in this new game, even though a big part of Starfield is, and part of the marketing, was Vasco, the robot. Why not have it? It just seems very strange. Also, there is no diving underwater. You can't go underwater for some reason. And it's strange. It just feels wrong. So it's another strange thing. It's not that hard to add in an underwater, you know, filter when you put your head underwater and stuff. They've done it in previous games easily. So why have they added it in this? It just seems very strange to me. Very strange. I do believe some of these things will be added through updates, but as for the others, I think they'll probably be added in paid DLC. Probably the robot stuff and the power armor and other things. For some reason, I feel like some things were taken out of the game to probably be sold back to us. I know that's quite a loaded thing to say, but I feel like gaming companies have done that before, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bethesda end up charging you for things. That would make the game easier, as they've done with 76 and stuff. It also makes me feel that perhaps people didn't have full faith in Starfield, as there are, you know, these things are not hard to think about. It just comes with a lack of vision. You know, they are basic, and you know they've impeded previous versions of games that you made, but why remove them and not implement them? It's a very strange thing. I find it hard to believe that it took 8 years to create, and it doesn't include these things from the previous titles, as I've seen repeated animations and sound effects and systems. I have a horrible feeling that there will be these features sold back to us as a single-player store, which I personally dislike, and I think gaming companies shouldn't do this. But unfortunately, I think Bethesda will implement this eventually. And I think they're going to do it with all their games at some point. And I think this will indeed get a lot of pushback from the community, as it's not really on. Especially after seeing like how Baldur's Gate has showed the entire gaming industry up. Showing them how this is how you do it. You make a complete game, and then you give it to people and let them enjoy the hell out of it. And it's just... other gaming companies are just putting their hands in the ears and screaming as loud as they can. Hopefully they wise up and do a Baldur's Gate and just add things to the game that require, you know, through updates that, you know, they should have, you know, people really want and should have been there at the beginning. Like, come on, ammo crafting should have been there at the beginning. Weapon and armor crafting should have been there at the beginning. Probably vehicles too, or like an exoskeleton that could make you run really fast and stuff like that. You know, it really should have been there. I hope to see like Starfield, you know, some of these things, you know, appear in it. But I just feel like the Starfield is actively blowing its legs off and, you know, really sacrificing the creativity that they could have had with this. And like, you know, banning mechs, it seems a very strange thing, even though there's, you know, there's so much potential you could have had there, so much player interaction and fun. Like, you could have had these exoskeletons that could have been customizable, you know, different paint jobs, different armor plating and stuff on it, you know, a little personal exoskeleton as apart from like a little you know, a banned mech. But, you know, but why even ban it in the first place? I think mechs are not as bad as genetically engineered monsters that rip and tear. So yeah, right, that's the video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.